Hi guys, Andy here. I've got two budget phones to go head to head today. We've got the Doogee X5 on the left and the Umi Roam on the right. The X5 has an MT or MediaTek 6580 quad-core 1.3 GHz CPU and chipset and a Mali 400 MP GPU along with 1 gig of RAM. This costs about £40, slightly under. On the right, the Umi Roam has the MediaTek 6753 octa-core 1.3 GHz with a Mali T720 GPU and 3 gig of RAM. Clearly better specs, but you pay almost twice as much. Still only £85, so not a huge big difference. So I thought actually it'd be really quite interesting to see how these two. I mean, these are proper budgets. Well, £40 for an Android device really is a fantastic price. Well, depending on what you're going to get, which is what I intend to find out today, of course. So we'll kick things off, as I usually do, with the Angry Birds 2 opening test. We see the Umi Roam leaping out to an early lead. The Doogee X5 really looks to be struggling a bit, if we're honest. But it's making a valiant effort to come back. But the Umi Roam is having none of it, if the progress bar is to be believed anyway. As it shoots to the end, and there we go, the Umi Roam is into the game. The Doogee X5, the progress bar is full, but there we go. So not too bad, not too bad. I mean, both I would say fairly respectable for devices of that kind of price. We'll move on to Geekbench 3. We get there just to kind of review some of the specs that I've already mentioned, and we'll start this test up. As usual, I'm not going to make you watch the whole thing, and we will skip ahead to see the result at the end. Already you can see the Umi Roam kind of leaving the Doogee X5 behind, but not far behind. And there we go. The multi-core score of 2,813. I wouldn't say that's too bad. I mean, I don't think that's far off what the Nexus 5X scores, to be honest, on Geekbench. So for an £85 device, that's quite impressive. And the Doogee X5, 1,172. So you can see there the difference that the specs and the RAM are making from the one device to the next. We're then heading outside. Now, apologies, actually quite bright, especially for April. So you might be struggling a little bit to see the screen. I've reset the AGPS data on both of the devices, and the Doogee X5 is locked already. I'm then going to leap ahead 30 seconds, because again, it's not the most interesting thing to watch, and the Umi Roam was taking quite some time to get a lock. And finally, it's locked in. So it was a good 40 seconds or so behind the Doogee X5, which did a quite impressive, and it was a very, very quick lock from the Doogee X5. We're going to head back indoors then to test the speaker. We'll start off with some music with the X5.
Tell me where to go, tell me what to do. I'll be right there for you. Tell me where to go, tell me what to do. I'll be right there for you. Tell me what to say, tell me what to say. No matter if it's true, I'll say it all for you, for you. I'll say it all for you, for you, for you.
Fight's nonsense, but I think I like pop just lit up in my conscience. What about them rhymes I've been jotting? Comics, why don't I just blast a little something like kinda giving me confidence instead of trying to honest to put me in the mood to wanna fight straight through my comics? Why don't I say what I wanna say to the kid that said?
We have a couple of issues with screen sort of reliability and sensitivity, but the X5 with actually a pretty respectable volume, I would say, much louder than the Umi Roam. Try the voice.
Essentially gave organizations like GCHQ and the NSA a free rein to go do mass surveillance. It also essentially gave organizations like GCHQ and the NSA a free rein to go do mass surveillance. It also overturned a lot of the rules and laws, and now we're in the situation.
Google and other social network providers and search engine providers are being overwhelmed, quite frankly, are being overwhelmed, quite frankly, with the
Now, I've not measured it yet, but the Doogee X5 really has quite a loud speaker. I don't know how well it comes across in the video, but I'm really quite impressed by it. For someone that likes to listen to their podcasts on the external speaker, that's a pretty impressive volume. We're moving on to the screen brightness test. So for this, I'm going to turn off adaptive brightness on both of the devices, and then I'm going to set the brightness level to full. And then they both have a white screen, or a white image that they're both showing. So we bring in my light sensor, and we check the X5, 526, I saw it peak at, 526 for the X5, 569, 571 for the Umi Roam. So not a great deal in it. The best devices will go up to sort of 800. My Note 5 will get up to 8, or the S7H, sorry, 800 odd. But I have seen some that are as low as 200 and a bit. I think my Amazon Fire was 200 and a bit. So the Umi Roam just beaten out the X5 on that occasion. We're moving on to the browser test. I've cleared the history, I've turned off the pre-caching, and we're loading up the BBC website. The Umi Roam is in there first, but there's not a great deal to it. Both relatively smooth with their scrolling. So let's move on to the next website, being NFL.com. We'll go direct to the mobile version. The Umi Roam again looks to be the quicker device. Again, not a huge amount in it. They're both still loading the pages. But we'll move on to the third one, just to kind of cement the verdict, perhaps. Being The Verge. With the Umi Roam really already tuned it up, but let's see what happens on this one. And it's looking like the Umi Roam is going to make it a clean sweep. Yep, definitely. They're both still actually loading at this point. The Umi Roam, I think now finished. They're both finished. Oh no, the X5 still actually going, and you see a little bit of lag there from the quite bad, but then it is still loading the page in. Oh, look at that! That was pretty terrible. But it is still loading the page. So I probably should wait for it to finish loading before I start messing about. So, and still a little bit of lag there actually on the X5. So clearly, I don't think you're going to mistake these for high-end devices. Let's not get carried away. But actually, for the price, for the Doogee X5 for £40 and the Umi Roam for about 85, they're both very good value. Actually, I'm really impressed by the X5. What you get for 40 quid. That was bought from GearBest. Normally, I've tried to avoid them, but actually, GearBest did a very good job for me. They got it to me within a few days. And the Umi Roam I got a little while back actually from Banggood, and it's still on there for £85. The Umi Roam capable of 4G, the X5 not. So I don't know. I guess to be honest, if I don't often try and declare a winner, because I let you guys decide based on what you've seen. But I would actually say if I was offering to somebody advice on a budget phone, I think I would lean towards the Doogee X5 just because it's half the price, and actually it held its own. Although it lost a fair few of those tests, it generally held its own. Unless you're a hardcore gamer, I think the X5 has all that you need. But let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. I'd be really interested to hear what you think, especially if you've got one of the two devices and what you use it for and how they cope. For now, though, my name's Andy. I will catch you all again soon.